Hey, welcome to another great episode here at the Pastor's Pantry Cooking School. Today, we're making something I don't get a chance to make very often because we actually cheat a lot and buy from the store most of the time, but I do know how to make it, and I want to teach you how to make it, and that's homemade gnocchi with pesto sauce. Well, before I get started, let me share with you, as we always do, the gospel of good taste. These are the two things that Joyce and I are most passionate about. First of all, we believe that everything is about stewardship. James 1:17 says that every good and perfect gift was given to us by God, and food's no different. Food's a gift. And so we want to try to teach you some great things about food that'll help you enhance the dining experience home so that you can make every dining experience great. The second thing we're passionate about is we believe God created us to be in community with one another. We believe that because Jesus believed that. He was constantly sitting down across the table eating from somebody. In fact, he did it so much the Pharisees accused him of being a glutton and a drunkard. And so we want to try to help you gather your family around the table around a great meal, because we believe that there's no greater metaphor for community than food. And we want your table to be, once again, a sacred place and a sacred time where you meet together. So we're going to be making for you this homemade gnocchi. So what we did, we actually baked 5 large potatoes for about an hour, hour and a half until they got nice and done. And those are actually in the bowl right now. Let me go through the recipe so you can see all the ingredients that you're going to need for this. For the homemade gnocchi, you're going to need the 5 large potatoes, 3 tablespoons of ricotta cheese, a 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs well beaten, 2 thyme sprigs, just the leaves only, some salt and some white pepper to taste. And then for garnish, we're going to use some grated Parmesan cheese and some pesto. So we have our potatoes, we've taken them out, and all I want to do is continue to mash these. If you have a ricer, you can use that. And I guess you could go ahead and use a mixer as well, but we just want to get these mashed up as much as possible. Gnocchi is a great Italian dish. Again, you can buy these in the store already made, but I thought it would be a great class just to show you how to make them homemade. It's not that hard. Okay, so we've got our potatoes all mashed up here. Now, to that, we want to mix in a little bit of ricotta cheese. This is about 3 tablespoons. And I want to get all of that in there. We're going to mix in just a pinch of salt and a pinch of our white pepper goes in there. And then we're going to add in our flour. Okay. So I just want to kind of mix that around a little bit. Combine all those flavors together. And then we're going to add our egg as our wet ingredient, and a little bit of thyme. So this is really nothing more than like a potato pasta. Okay. Okay. All right, so I have that mixed in. We want to go ahead and put our 2 eggs. We want to beat these in advance because we want them well beaten. Use the bowl to your advantage. Just beat the eggs really, really well. Then we're going to put those right down into our potato mixture. And then to that, we want to add in some fresh thyme leaves. We took these right over. We have a little pot of herbs sitting outside. Joyce, I'm going to put all of this thyme in here. Is that okay with you?
Sure, I got time.
She's got time. She's being funny now. So let's just use it all. All right. So now I want to just take my spoon here. I usually use a big old wooden spoon, but I've got this one already dirty, so let's just use it. I'm going to mix it together. that together. I want to get my salt and pepper out of the way. Might get a little crazy here. I don't want to spill anything. Now I'm going to get in here with my hands and I'm going to start mixing this dough together. I'm going to flour my hands just a little bit. Just slightly. I want to bring this together till it kind of forms a ball. And it's going to be a little sticky, that's okay. All right, now I want to cut this in half. So we're just putting a little flour out here on the board. We're going to turn our dough out. And I want to cut this in half. And then I'm actually going to cut it in half again. I like working on a little bit smaller pieces than that. Now again, we don't want to overwork this. Again, we're not trying to make linguine. So all I want to do is just sort of mix this together until I get a nice elastic ball. A little more flour, a little flour on top, okay? And now, get these other three out of my way here. We want to just kind of shape this and roll this into a very long cigar shape, okay? All right, all we want to do is take our potato dough. We want to roll this out into a big long cigar shape that's about a 1/2 inch in thickness. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to cut these about 1 inch, like these little 1-inch pillows. Look great. Okay, and I want to show you a traditional way. They make a gnocchi board that you can actually, it's just a board with some grooves in it that you can kind of roll your gnocchi with your thumb and put the traditional grooves in it. If you don't have one of those, you can just use a fork, okay? Just put it on the fork and just use your thumb. Just roll that over and you get those traditional little grooves in there. Joyce, I don't know if you can pick that up or not.
Hold it over by this one. This one.
Which
this
one?
one?
This one, okay. Got the
There,
camera
yep.
on? Yeah,
Yep,
see?
there they are.
Got those grooves in there. So you can do that. We're just going to do it real simple. We're going to just take our finger and put some little indentations, make little pillows in there. And you want those in there because that's going to help hold the sauce, which is going to be great. We're doing a pesto sauce for this particular recipe. So we're going to make all of our gnocchi up, and then we're going to come back and we'll show you how we cook those in some salted boiling water. And we'll show you the plating here in just a little bit. All right, our gnocchi's all made. I have some boiling water going on. I've got a single serving of gnocchi. I'm going to slide down in here into the water. And those are going to cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. And what's going to happen is that gnocchi, when it gets close to being done, it's going to float to the top. And we're going to let that cook until they're done. They're nice and they'll swell up a little bit, get nice and pillowy. And then we're going to go ahead and get those on our plate too. Our gnocchi are moving around there in our water. They're about ready to float to the top. I'm going to let those cook all the way through. So it's going to take a couple of minutes. You see now that they're starting to get done. They float right to the top. All right, that gnocchi's all done. We're going to fish those out of there. Then we're going to let them kind of steam themselves dry for a minute while we finish getting ready to cook those. Put those on a small plate here. We're just going to let those steam dry for a few minutes. While I have my flame on, we're going to go ahead and get a skillet on here. Turn the heat up a little bit. Just a little bit of olive oil. And let that get heated up. And then we're going to add the gnocchi on here. And what we want to do is we want to saute these and just brown them a little bit on the outside before we add our pesto sauce to them. All right, we're going to add our gnocchi to our pan. I'm just going to saute those for a little bit. We're going to let them brown on one side and we're going to turn them over. Now you can totally eat them this way, but I just love this sauteed version of gnocchi. We do it a lot here in the kitchen. Just about a minute on each side should do it. All right, we're going to gently turn these over. Oh yeah, they're getting nice and brown. I can get them all turned over here. Well, goodness. All right. Toss those around, let those get browned on this side. And while they're doing that, I'm going to put a little bit of our pesto sauce on here. Now it's nice and hot. I'm going to put a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese on there. Okay, just a little bit of cheese. Now we want to go ahead and finish plating. So our chicken cacciatore has finished. I'm just going to bring it back, show you what it looks like. Kind of get a little bit more heat on it there for a second. With the chicken, again, nice and brown on top. Took about 30 minutes to cook. It's super tender. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that on the plate. I think I need a little spoonful of sauce on there. Ooh, yeah. Move that out of our way. And let's put some more thyme on top of that gnocchi there. That's what's inside it. All right, there's our plate for you. Okay, let's give this all a taste. We'll start out with that chicken is unbelievably tender. Braised in that cacciatore sauce. Mind-blowing. That sauce is rich, nice and tomatoey. That chicken has absorbed all those great flavors. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and give a give a little bite here to our gnocchi. Oh, wonderful. Potatoey, soft goodness, a little crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, hot all the way through. And then that pesto sauce, man, that's just the bomb. That's incredible. Listen, we want you all to try to make this. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. When you do, you've got to get recipes on our website, patterfamsauces.com. And then we want you to post it out on our Facebook page, okay? And so we can brag on you. Go out and check out our YouTube channel as well, The Pastor's Pantry Sam Peters, and subscribe to it. We'd love to have you follow us. Hey, listen, go out. Blessed cooking to you.